happy life.
The future is female.
OnlyFans is a real job.
Believe all women.
Big is beautiful.
It's okay to have a hoe phase.
America is the best country in the world. This is total bullshit. You ever get hopeless with dating in your country, drowning in a sea of women that maybe just aren't up to the standard you know you deserve?
Dating in the West is not what it used to be. Finding a good woman can be a full-time job, and maintaining a relationship, that's an even bigger mountain to climb. We live in a world of people telling men, no, you can't. Want to say hi to that girl in the mall? Nope, that's harassment. Want to express your boundaries? Sorry, that's being insecure.
Do you want a girlfriend that weighs less than 150 pounds? Nope, that's fat phobic. Guess what? All of these rules are a fiction, a lie, and you can escape them today. What if I told you that all of these problems can go away with one simple trick? We've been told you can't do that our whole lives. Want to move to another country? You can't. You don't know anyone there. But we did.
Want to date hundreds of beautiful women around the world? You can't. You're just an average guy. But we did. You can't start a harem of women? But we did. Twice. Between the two of us. In separate countries around the world.
And at the time, we didn't even know each other. But now, with our combined talents, we are bringing you a special one-time event. We will show you how to plan cheap trips around the world safely and get private access to girls that no other average traveler can even dream to meet. That's including the most advanced and secret way to meet hundreds of women that isn't using dating apps, although we'll show you how to hack those too. And even if you're having success now, I guarantee that we will increase your success to even higher levels. Whether it's moving abroad or just making sure your next vacation is now including beautiful, exotic women from around the world, we are going to show you how to have the power in dating once again and end your women troubles forever.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this special edition. I don't want to call this TSR Live because I'm still working on, episode 1000. But joining me, of course, is one of my very best friends in this community and really in my life. The two of us, dude, I remember when we were both at 2,000 subscribers and more or less struggle streaming, and now John is successful. He's a millionaire, and I'm gonna have a Shelby Cobra this time next year. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Dude, it's crazy to see where we started in 2018.
Jeez.
I was walking down the street the other day, and this black dude with dreads in the middle of Bangkok nightlife comes up to me. He's like, "Bro, I love seeing your stuff on YouTube. It is unbelievable."
Wow.
And to link up with David Bond, who has just traveled the world, and we're all three of us of the same mind in the sense that, like, we don't want to deal with low-class, trashy 304 type women. We just don't deal with it. We know the problems that it comes with, and we're past that part of our life where we would just, go and date anything.
Sure.
And we're showing guys how to do this the right way,
Okay.
the safe way, and to meet quality good women across the world.
Good. And a lot of guys, the mistake that they make when they go overseas is they fuck around and they think that they're just going to be girls throwing themselves at them just because they're American and they have an American passport. It takes a lot. Listen, if you can't get girls here in America, you're not going to be able to get girls overseas. Now, the key difference is that you have more of a chance to get girls overseas, provided you do the right things, which is what you guys are going to talk about. But I want people to understand that, this particular, how can I put this? This particular course or this line of thinking, it's already too late for American women, and that's why we're doing this today.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're going to show you guys is the most cutting edge stuff, because you could get on dating apps and you could do whatever you want to do. And have success abroad, but we're taking this to a whole new level. My friend David Bond here has come out with this system that allows you to use the Facebook Ads Manager system
Wow.
to find and literally target women, to flip the script on you and have literally hundreds of women DMing you.
Wow.
Those things you saw in the commercial, those were not screen recordings. Those
Yeah,
were
those
real
are, yeah. Yep.
coming from real women. We have replicated it in all the travels we've been. We've replicated it here in Thailand as well. I'm the master of Japan and First World Asia, and we have a whole team put together as well that is literally, instead of fighting for scraps at the bottom of a bucket, we're going to show you guys how to have the power in dating and be drowning with leads and be the one with choice and authority in your life.
Perfect. So I'm going to tell you guys I'm going to show you guys a quick video. Then I'm going to tell you a story of mine, just so that you guys know and understand. And I'll just tell you a real quick story. You guys know that I've been in this community for, good God, going on 10 years, man. Going on 10 years. I've been in the Red Pill community. And one thing that has become clear to me, the older I get and the longer I'm in this community and just understanding what's going on in the dating world, the more I'm beginning to understand that American women are so far gone. Are there good women around? Absolutely. There are good women in every, I think the saying goes, there are good women in every corner of the world. Unfortunately for people here in America, the world is round, right? And so I used to be really hard on these passport bro guys or these MGTOW guys or these guys who want to go overseas, because I thought to myself, oh, you guys are just chickening out. You guys can do it, blah, 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 blah. But now, having been off the dating market for 7 years and observing what is going on here, there is no choice for men. This, unfortunately, is the advice that I have to give to my brother. My brother, my kid brother, the other day, he went through some shit at work. And it involved some girl, right? And I don't know the whole situation, but I do know that something happened. And so he finally said to me, he said, Alex, because that's my real name. He said, Alex, look, dude, like, I need help. I know you're Donovan Sharp. I know you're the Red Pill guy. Where did I go wrong with this particular girl? I didn't even think about it. I said, David, honestly, man, you're probably best served going overseas. It just came right out of my mouth. And you know, we're men, we're solutions oriented people. And when my brother, dude, I love my brother. I mean, dude, I love him more than anything. He's my brother, my blood brother. But when it's almost like an automatic reaction to tell my brother, you know what, you should probably go overseas, that to me is indicative of the problem. So what I want to do, guys, is I want to play you this video. This was actually sent to me by Devin a couple of days ago. This is probably the saddest thing I have ever heard or seen. And this was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of being on board with this project. Here we go.
Oh, there's no audio, buddy.
All right, hang on. Okay, while I'm getting the audio, no, that's okay. While I'm getting the audio loaded, go ahead and go ahead and tell the audience why you started this project, what you're going to do. You don't have to give them everything quite yet, but I want guys to know what they're getting, things of that nature, why you guys did it, the purpose, etc.
Well, I'll let David take the floor here because he has a really good way of explaining this.
Right. So effectively, you know, John and I have been traveling internationally for 10 years, each of us. So collective
wow, okay.
So we actually started our journey both around the same time, 2012, 2011, 13. And one of the things about dating is a lot of people have only a few references in their country or their city.
Right.
Now, someone like myself, I've been traveling nonstop basically since 2012, and I've dated and lived in over 40 countries. So I've actually experienced what it's like to start from scratch many times.
Right.
Okay. And when you land in a place and you don't know anybody and you don't know anything, generating a dating life from scratch with no network, with no knowledge, is that over time I build up a skill set with that. Okay. The Passport Bro course is basically, if you're interested in traveling, if you're interested in experiencing dating abroad, it's not as simple as just getting a passport and going to these countries. There's a whole set of skills that you need. For example, like handling danger, security,
Right.
doing it safe. How do you know? Okay, so let's say you pick a country like Colombia.
Okay.
How do you save money on hotels? How do you even know where the best places in the city are? Okay, how do you set up your banking in such a way that you don't have your accounts frozen? How do you avoid scams? How do you avoid trouble? How do you go on a date when you don't even speak the language of the land? These are questions that a lot of like dating the dating space doesn't really handle. And so the passport bro philosophy of, hey, I'm going to not consider myself an American, but rather a global man who wants access to all women in all places. This is your fast track to flatten the learning curve so you don't have to waste time learning all this stuff on your own. I've been in the mud for a decade going to, I've been traveling places like Colombia, Nicaragua, parts of Europe, Asia, all over the country. And so instead of doing it alone and learning on your own, making mistakes, perhaps even, making mistakes that could cost you, your life, right?
Yeah, of course.
Instead, you're going to get a one capsule piece of information that is in a course to save you time, money, and energy. The course even goes beyond just like traveling. We have topics like how to screen women to avoid, toxic women,
false accusations, police, because back when you travel to some of these countries, you can't just be like, oh, don't worry, I'm American, everything's okay. They're like, oh yeah, that means you're public enemy number one because you're not Colombian, you're not Japanese, you're not Korean. I can go to any country and I'm going to be okay because I'm America. That's not the case.
Right.
Thailand recently put a guy in 2017. This guy thought he could go around and pick up girls being a DJ. Terrible idea.
Oh boy.
And also, he happened to have 200 ecstasy pills on him that he was selling.
Oh my God.
So 27 years old, Don, guess what?
Jesus.
Life.
He got life.
He
will die in a Thai prison.
Because one of the things that a lot of guys don't think about is when you're going to foreign countries, you need to have a sense of the laws around, dating, women, privacy, consent laws, filming laws.
Yes.
And this course see, the thing is, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, they just rush to these places and they just dive right in without any considerations for things. Oh, looks like we're getting some audio.
Can you guys hear this?
Yeah, we can.
Perfect. All right, I found a workaround. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going, please.
So we're talking about, because look, we kind of make fun of people like this. It's been kind of a joke, and we respect the people who do this, but the majority of people who give dating advice online nowadays, they sit at home and they're not even in the game.
No, they're not.
We're out here literally in the fucking jungles out here, riding on the backs of motorcycles and stuff, showing you guys how it's done safely. And we're talking about multiple tiers, right? We're not only going to show you how to be a passport bro, but we're going to talk to you about moving abroad, getting your visas sorted, getting your taxes sorted, and doing everything correct so you don't run into any trouble down the road and get permanently banned from countries, go to jail, tax problems, all that. It is the whole 9 yards that we have in the course.
A good way of thinking about it is, if I could go back to my past self when he began this journey, and I could sit him down and say, listen, I want to teach you everything you need to know before you start this journey, what would I say? Well, guess what? All of that is in this course.
Yep.
And that's the premise of it. So if someone is interested in finding their future wife, if someone's interested in is becoming an international man, what do you need to know?
Okay.
Passport Bros has everything that you could possibly need on that topic. So
I love the fact that you guys are not just talking about getting laid. I like the terminology. You want to become an international man. And just so you guys are clear, these guys are going to cover clearly, obviously, how to become more attractive to women, how to put yourself in favorable situations. But you guys also understand that not everybody wants to leave America. Some guys just want to maybe go and have some fun with some pretty girls every once in a while.
Yeah.
So just because you don't want to leave America permanently doesn't mean that this course isn't for you.
So the course has a high emphasis on dating, but
Okay.
it's not what you think. We have a big, strong value system about safe, sustainable, and sober. Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
Obviously,
oh, wow.
exactly. Because a lot of guys dating advice are like, all right, go out to the club, do all the drinking and chasing and all that. Look, now obviously, if you run around and for 12 hours a day, of course you're gonna meet girls. But we're talking about scalable digital ways of meeting women for the mature man who's interested in quality wife material stuff. So, for example, one of the things that we talk about is how to meet girls that don't go out and don't go on dating apps. I call them I call them the invisibles.
Yeah.
And using our Instagram and social media strategies, you can meet girls who are invisible to all men.
Yep.
They don't go out
Jesus.
because they have a regular life. Maybe going out is not a part of their value system. Some of the girls in my life, they live in the countryside and there is no nightlife near them, or maybe they don't want to do a dating app because they just feel it's weird. How do you get access to that? So it's clean, it's sober, and it's not some like sleazy degenerate go to be a sex tourist. This is like, listen, if you're going to be an international man and you want a sustainable, safe, and sober way of meeting women that's clean and respectable, this is what we're going to teach you. Two men who have a decade under their belt.
Okay, very good. Excellent. RT the brand says Incognito 304s. That's actually quite funny. So we're going to go ahead and play. We're going to go ahead and play this first module here for you guys. And if you would, David and or John, briefly explain what's in this first module, first date screening.
So this is a pretty comprehensive guide. And then again, you can do this with women anywhere in the world.
Okay.
But once you go full screen with this, you'll see I give an 11-minute breakdown on how to have a conversation and how to vet her to make sure she's not going to rob you, kill you, drug you, whatever, and eventually move the conversation from the date location to a more isolated place for some privacy.
Okay, very good. All right, so here we go. Oops. You can hear that, right?
It's coming in a little low.
Oh, I can turn it up. Hang on.
This is the ultimate
How's that?
first date
Perfect.
screening guide. You're going to be able to find out if the girl's crazy. You're going to find out a lot about this girl, and you're going to find out if she is sexually interested in you or not. Therefore, if she's not, you know quickly to to stick around for somebody. I was on a date with a girl one time, actually here in the Philippines when we first landed, and I was just getting my first date out of the way. And I met this girl. She looked nothing like her photos. She was a little weird, and I walked around with her for 10 minutes. I'm sorry, you just don't look like your photos, and I feel like this is not going to work out, so I got to go. And I didn't want any trouble, so I gave her money for her taxi because they're kind of poor out here. And I don't want to start like day one with a bad reputation, her go tell her friends or whatever. But I did get out of there as soon as possible. And like I said in the earlier guides with David mentioning, don't ruin your trip over $5, $10. Okay. Trust me. Play the long game, play to win big. And here's how. Okay. So first things first, you're going to be doing this for 90 minutes. So this is 0, This is 90. Okay, so during this time, you're going to be doing what I like to call life story game. All right.
Oh, wow.
You're going to be trying to get her life story. Now, you're not going to try to get the entire life story, but you're going to start from her birth all the way to present. Okay. So, and then typically you're going to break this down into 3 sections. Okay. Here is your early childhood. Okay. This is where you're going to get family, hometown. Okay. All this stuff. Also, during this, you're going to be sizing her up and trying to figure out what kind of girl is she. Does she come from a broken home? Does she have a lot of red flags? Does she mention a lot of drama and chaotic stuff on the front end? Pay attention so you know what kind of girl you're dealing with. Do you want a girl with daddy issues? Pay attention. Do you want a girl with mommy issues? Pay attention, okay? These are critical components. And be sure, above all things, you're doing one thing and one thing only. That is active listening.
Yes.
Okay. You don't want to be a full-blown social retard and just interrogating her with question after question after question. Okay. There's 2 types of questions. There's close-ended questions, which typically require a yes or no or one answer. For example, what's your favorite color? Red. What's your favorite food? Tacos.
Right.
What's your favorite place to go? Japan. That doesn't really allow for a natural conversation to organically flow. And it's going to make her feel pressure. And it's going to be like a police interrogation. And it's not fun. These girls mainly are coming to you for 2 things. Good conversation and good, happy bedroom time, right? So pay attention to yourself. Make sure you're listening. You're not being some socially retarded, person that is not actually having a human connection with her. And if this is a foreign concept to you, contact us in the Telegram chat and we will help you with resources and training to get you to the next level.
Wow.
So active listening. Active listening is, for example, so where are you from? Well, I was born in Miami. Oh, wow. What's the weather like in Miami? Oh, well, it's always hot. It never snows. And winter is so hot you can go to the beach sometimes. Oh, wow, that's so cool. I would love to go to Miami. That's active listening, okay? So early childhood education up to middle school, okay? Then here I like to get high school to university. This is typically where better stories come. I like to say, what kind of sports did you play? What kind of girl were you in high school? Were you a goth? Were you a geek? Were you a nerd? Were you a cheerleader? Whatever the kind of girl she is, you want to find these things out. Again, you are sizing her up, but also you're showing an interest in this girl to find out if you can find it a good woman to have a genuine connection with, right? And then here, present, which is, early work to present, okay? So that's where you're going to get up to the point where you are with her. Good. Currently, in whatever time period you are, okay? This is a universal method for guys who are beginners, novice, advanced. This is proven through and through. Over 45 countries between me and David Bond have tried this method, and it absolutely works. So that's the baseline of it all, right? Now, here, I'm going to talk about what I like to call the inception points, okay? So at one point here, and one point here, you're going to mention an inception point. And what an inception point is a point where you are going to mention something about yourself that is going to allude to you going back to your place.
Ah,
so you're not
like
going to
it.
say, oh, you're born in Miami? Well, I have a dolphin statue in my apartment. And I know the football team for Miami is the Miami Dolphins. That's too overt, okay?
Okay.
But if you say something like, oh, wow, you're from Miami. Well, I went there one time and I filmed this gigantic dolphin jumping out of the ocean. Yeah, it's on my laptop. It is so amazing. I got it in slow motion.
Very nice,
right?
John.
Super
Wow,
cool. Have you ever
very
seen
nice.
something like that? She's like, no, right? So that's
Shit, John, I'm interested. I want to see the goddamn video now.
inception point 1. 2, again,
Come to Bangkok.
that you can be able to come back to your place. Say she talks about, oh, in high school, I went on a trip to Hawaii. Oh, well, one time I put a GoPro on my head and I was in Hawaii and I jumped in a cage and it was filled with sharks.
Oh my
I saw
God.
all these sharks swimming around. It was so cool. I felt like I was in outer space, even though I was underwater. It was one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life.
We can see Final Cut Pro.
I know.
Inception point. So she's gonna think, oh wow, this video is cool. I want
There
to
we
see
go.
this video. What kind of guy is he? He's like filming all these videos, traveling
I had to adjust the volume so that you guys don't blow it out. It's all good.
all over the world. You're building mystery, you're building intrigue, and this can do with instruments. If you have a puppy, that's another good thing too.
Yes.
I know you're not gonna have your puppy on travels, but you can also do this system here in your hometown. I have an adorable dog. Every time I show a girl the dog, they're like,
yeah.
I want to meet her immediately.
Hashtag happy.
So another inception point. And then here, the third inception point. So 3 times it's in her mind, right? And then when 90 minutes come or sooner, depending on how hot she is as a buyer, that's when you just say, hey, let's get out of here. I'm going to show you some of these videos at my place, or I'm going to go show you my puppy, or I'm going to show you my guitar, whatever the case may be. And there's enough plausible deniability in there that she knows what's going on and you know what's going on, but you kind of agree to the secret contract. Like, yeah, we're just going to go check out some videos. And then you go back to your place, make the move.
There you go.
And we're going to talk about that later in the bonus stuff we included, which are the escalation guides. So make
Very
sure
good.
you check those out. Now, one more thing. During the active listening, okay? During the conversation, you want to be splitting it about 70-30, okay? You want her talking about 70% of the time, and you want to be talking about 30% of the time, okay? Chris Rock made a joke. He's a stand-up comedian from America, and he says, good conversation to women is asking them the right questions so they can run their fucking mouth. That's an exact quote
Real
from
shit.
him. It's pretty funny because it's kind of true. So, be sure to be a good listener. Be sure to not cut her off. A great book that you could read about this is How to Win Friends and Influence People
Yes.
by Dale Carnegie. That's a really, really, really good book. And it talks about the principles of being a good listener. And it's so funny when you do this. I've done this and I've just asked girls right long questions. They would just talk and talk and talk. And after we're done, they're like, God, I had such a great conversation with you. And I'm just laughing in my mind, like, you just sat here and monologued
your
the
mouth.
entire time while we drank drinks. And it's so funny how much these girls will tell you. I went on a date with a very beautiful model in Tokyo one time, and I just asked her a couple questions. The ex-boyfriend came up, and I just asked her the right questions, and she just dumped it all out on me. And then when we were done and we went back to her place, she dumped a lot more out on me too. So,
Stupid.
That is the ultimate first date guide there. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next module.
John, you are stupid. Okay, there you go. Look, man, I love. Oh, hold on. Let me get the audio here. I love the comedic. Oh, because they. Unmute yourself because I can't unmute you because you chose to.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That was quite brilliant. I like
Thank you.
comedy. That I have. This is incredible, man. No matter, this is what I love about this community. No matter how long you've been in this community, you always learn something. The purpose of asking her life story from beginning to end is perfect, because when you start asking her, well, what were you like in high school? Were you a cheerleader? Did you play college sports? Gentlemen, these are questions that can give you a clear picture as to what her body count might be. You're never going to know what her body count is. She's never going to tell you. You're never going to find out. But this life story, if you know what you're listening for, this life story will tell you just about everything you need to know about potentially what kind of potential this woman has.
Yeah, absolutely. And a big thing is we want to make sure, because look, okay, anybody can go and hook up with some tattooed Jezebel anywhere, right? But we want to make sure, because these gentlemen are going to a foreign country, that they're vetting the woman at a very high rate. Most men, Don, you know this, most men don't even vet their women at all, period.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, they
don't.
We're
talking about putting effective strategies in place so these men can have a good dating experience while experiencing the culture that the country provides as well. That's the whole package here. Anything you want to add, David?
Very good.
Yeah, vetting is something that is more or less a quality problem.
Yeah.
Most guys live in a world of scarcity. Most guys live, I make this analogy that when you're in scarcity, you're like, a starving person who's just kind of like looking for food on the floor.
Yeah.
And then when you have abundance, you're like swimming in food. It's a whole different set of problems, right? So if using our techniques, if you can actually generate a huge abundance of leads, the new skill is how to filter out the bad apples. Right. We even have a module called the apple tree, which is essentially this analogy that most guys are in scarcity and they're willing to go under to an apple tree and just eat whatever's on the floor. But what we want is to help men build an apple factory.
Yeah.
Where the new skill is how do you get out of how do you flick away the bad apples, and screening and vetting is a big part of that. And again, it's something that a lot of guys haven't thought about, because again, some of the techniques we talk about, such as Instagram ads, one of the Instagram ads that I ran recently got me 750 girls to send me a message, and that was only for $40. Okay. So when you are talking about 750 women who send you a message, screening is now the new skill set. It's not, because you're not going to boom with 750 women probably, right? So the new skill set is how to screen and vet, finding the ones that are worth your time, which is a total flip on what most guys are, what world they're living in,
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
Again, the course gives men a new problem, which is a quality problem. And then we talk about how to solve that problem. Right. So
yes, I mean, 750, like, another thing is this too. We try to tell the guys, make sure you watch everything in the course. The reason is because a lot of these guys are going to be going from like 1 or 2 leads to like literally 200 plus.
Yeah. That's right.
It's not a joke, Don. We're not lying. We didn't make this up. Like, you will be drowning in leads.
And it's interesting because there are a lot of people who are afraid of success, like not necessarily afraid of success, but they do something, they become wildly successful, but then they end up messing it up because they were not prepared for success. When these guys tell you, hey, this is a good problem to have, but it's a problem nonetheless. And you could really, really end up fucking things up if you don't know how to handle all of the leads you're getting, because just because you're getting quantity does not mean you're getting quality. And that's exactly where the screening process comes in.
Right. And then we're going to talk to you about how to manage the leads on a new level of screening on the next module, which is something we don't think anybody's ever talked about online, quite frankly.
Okay, well, let's do it. Let's go. So this is first date throwaway. Oh, security cameras.
Security cameras. Yeah.
Got it. All right, here we go.
security cameras. This will save your life. This is a wireless IP security camera. And guess what? It is only $25. This is the Xiaomi security camera. And you can pick these up on Amazon and stores all over Asia. These are amazing, and they're a great way to have a safer traveling experience. Simply just buy one of these, put it on the refrigerator, put it in a common room. What security cameras will do is give you peace of mind, give you security. And in the event that there's a false accusation or maybe someone steals from you, you have evidence. When dealing in foreign countries, you don't want to get caught up into any kind of dispute, and having a security camera will reduce the chances of all of this happening. Now, the way that I incorporate a security camera into my dating life, especially when traveling to countries that are a little bit more dangerous, like Colombia, is every girl, the moment they walk into my apartment, I say, hey, check out my new security camera I just bought. I'll open my phone and kind of talk about how cool it is that I have this security camera. This will reduce the chance of a bad actor causing harm. Another thing is you can watch these while on your phone at any moment. So I actually have multiple cameras set up here in my apartment. This is live, and you guys can see me at the bottom and then all the girls in my bedroom. I have these set up all over the house. This reduces the chance of theft. It reduces the chance of false accusations. If at any moment I interact with a girl that maybe has bad intentions, she's gonna have a harder time doing any harm to me. This will absolutely save your life in a lot of situations. I know guys who were in really sticky situations and that security camera was their lifesaver. These things not only are only $25, $50, they're so small. I mean, you could travel with this, you could put this in your pocket. Get one or two of these, put them in common rooms. This is critical when doing the Passport Bro journey. Now, once you buy your small wireless security camera, simply just install the app. Now, this depends if you get a Google Nest or a Xiaomi or a Samsung or anything like that. Simply follow the instructions, install the app. You connect this to your Wi-Fi in your Airbnb or in your apartment. Once it's set up, use the app to preview the webcam. Some of these even have cloud services that allow you to upload directly to the cloud, and that way, even if someone steals it, you still have the footage. Many places that we are going to recommend you visit as a Passport Bro have beautiful women, have a low cost of living, but sometimes they come with a little bit increase in danger. You're in a place that you don't speak the language, you don't know the customs. And if the police ever get involved with you, you will never win. You will always be the foreigner who doesn't speak the language. Something like this can absolutely save your life. If it's a he said, she said situation, boom, open the security camera footage. If you have some kind of dispute with a landlord, dispute with perhaps someone who lied about their age, boom, you have security camera footage. If a maid steals from you, or if you have someone you've hired to perform a service, like an air conditioned guy, and you're concerned about maybe he might steal your watch, boom, security camera footage. This will save your life, especially when interacting with police that don't speak your language. They don't care. They just see another foreigner causing problems. Something like this will absolutely come in handy when dealing with these sticky situations. In fact, they will reduce the chance of them happening almost to zero. Now, if you guys are curious what security cameras I recommend, Google Nest. Number 1, Xiaomi. Number 2, and Samsung. Samsung, they all make cheap, affordable, amazing security cameras that have access to the web. You can remotely control them. Now, one thing about these is they are always recording audio and video. So make sure to put them in intimate places where any negative activity could occur. Theft. So in my case, if you have a vault, maybe put it near the vault. Something in the bedroom. You know, there's a lot of activity in the bedroom. Make sure one of these is there in the event of a false accusation or a disturbance or anything like that. Common rooms. And again, always inform your guests that you have security cameras. This will be a massive deterrent against bad actors. Anyway, guys, consider including a security camera in your Passport Bro toolkit and stay tuned for the next module.
I'm going to tell you what, that is probably the most important module in the entire course. I can't, and guys, listen, you don't need me to tell you that false accusations are at an all-time high. Girls know all they have to do is accuse you of doing whatever, and you are automatically guilty until proven innocent. The fact that this is it's an inexpensive, affordable, portable option for men, to me, that is an absolute game changer.
Yeah. David has a story too about this. How it helped him out in multiple places.
Yeah. So, one of the places that I've spent a long period of time, I spent 7 months in Colombia, but I didn't just stay in Medellin. I actually stayed in Colombia's most dangerous city, Cali. This is a place that has the highest crime rate in the entire country. I stayed literally in the most dangerous place in Colombia because I'm a G, right? But one of the things, other guys get drugged and robbed. I'm smart. I don't
Start a harem.
Yeah. I did a harem quest. I had 11 girlfriends. You guys can watch on YouTube. But a big part of that was, what I call OPSEC, which is operational security. So vetting, screening. I have an assistant, but also the cameras. The story I'm about to tell, I was traveling, with a guy who didn't screen and didn't vet. This guy didn't even ask for ID. This guy was always throwing chickens through windows. It was really crazy. But then we had one situation.
It literally threw a raw chicken through a window.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Okay. All right.
I mean, that's another story for another time. But there was this really fascinating situation where he invited a girl up and she was pretty excited to be there. And he pointed to the security camera, which was mine, and said, yeah, my friend, he's so scared of Colombia. Haha, like kind of making fun of me. The girl looked at the camera and said, oh, cameras? And then just froze and said, hey, I have to leave, and just left. And we were like, that was weird. That was so weird. And I go, dude, I bet you that girl had bad intentions and she knew that camera compromised it.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know for sure, but the point is, having a small IP camera can be the difference between life and death. It can be the difference between a false accusation that's going through. And a big part of our thing, again, is safe, sober, and sustainable. And safe is a big thing. Yeah. Because I'm scared, it's dangerous is a big objection that guys have, right? And so we talk about security cameras. We talk about all kinds of different ways. We even have a module on using facial recognition services that are paid. So you can scan, you can throw a woman's face through it. You can see if she's married. You can see if she's been an escort. You can see if she's
holy shit.
Yeah. And this is a tool that I've been using to screen women for years and years and years. Even potential business partners also, like for example, the real estate agent that helped me get this apartment, before I signed anything, I put her face through the facial recognition.
Good.
And I saw that she's legit, right? But this is something that's a deterrent. It's cheap. And let's be honest, a lot of guys who do the passport bro thing, they're very, very short-sighted. They're like, yo, I'm just gonna go out and
get black out and
let me get drunk
a bunch of bitches
and I can't even tell you how many guys in my private community that I run. I have a bunch of telegrams that are just like, I got robbed. Oh, these two girls came over. I woke up 3 days later. This happened. There's even a former dating coach that works for Real Social Dynamics that his first day in Medellin, he's got boom.
Yep.
Knocked out. Right. So you have a guy who has money. He's a dating coach, and day one, right? In my case, I
literally drugged and robbed.
Yeah.
Wow. Just
big black guy too, like not a little guy.
Yeah. And so
so they're not afraid of niggas out there, huh?
Yeah. So
look, if they're not afraid of us, they ain't afraid of no goddamn body.
They really aren't. They really aren't.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the point is, you have this suave, cool dating coach, and then you have this former carrot factory worker, white dude, who spent 7 months in the most dangerous city ever versus Medellin. And I mean, at the end of the day, taking your safety seriously is something that we talk about. So, anything?
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, it's a comprehensive thing here. Listen, our course is so good. QB Willie tried to steal our course twice.
Yeah,
QB passport flexing. He got on the waiting list twice.
He's
supposed to know better than us. He don't know shit. He's got like $7 in his bank account. He doesn't even Mexico.
And he can't. And he can't spell. He said, "You banned me, sir. Why? You want to know why I banned you, QB Willie? I banned and this
Tell
is
him, Don.
yeah,
Tell
yeah,
him.
this is so funny. John, you and I have been dealing with this for longer than any of us can remember. There's
Yeah.
always some knucklehead and this is so funny. Guys, QB Willie, the jig is up. It doesn't work anymore. I don't know, 5-7 years ago, you could be a QB Willie and act like you've already gotten this stuff figured out, maybe get 5,000 subscribers. Guess what, QB Willie? We have the internet too. We know the difference between real shit and bullshit. And if you are in this chat talking about what these guys claim to already know, what are you doing here? Why are you on the waiting list twice? What? Come on, like guys, look. Anybody can be a fucking keyboard gangster, man. Come on.
He said, our brothers, he's trying to make this racial. Our black guys not allowed to join. No.
Wait, hold up.
Only black dudes named QB Willie are not allowed to join.
hey, only black men named QB Willie are not allowed to join. Is this QB Willie? Is this guy associated with the Passport Bros? Because the Passport Bros movement is mainly a black movement, right? At least it is over on, I don't know. I mean, listen, man, you know that black women are they're the scourge of the earth here in America. They are. No, look, they are. This is why, and listen, I'm not saying, listen, American women are trash. We all know that, to be sure. But black women are even more trash because because think about it. The first Passport Bros unofficially were black men. John, you and I, episode 312, we talked about your move to Tokyo, Japan, and we talked about black men going to Brazil to basically be sex tourists, and it's kind of grown from then. But that's just kind of how this goes, man.
So what we're doing is we're elevating the Passport Bro beyond the cheap moniker of let's go abroad and get laid. We're actually, David and I actually, we label ourselves, we're actually the Passport Pros. We're going to show you how to take it abroad, how to earn money abroad, how to make sure your taxes are sorted, how to make sure your visas are sorted, how to build a community. Most thing is we're building a community. That's the number one thing. So we can open Telegram chat, say, hey, who's in Bangkok? Hey, who's going to Tokyo for October? Hey, who's doing this?
Wow.
We're building an affluent community. That's a big part of it. But we know everybody wants to be part of the game, but we are the ones running it, and we allow certain people in, and we allow certain people not in. And if you're in.
So Shadow Warrior, big supporter of this. He says, never tell them you have cameras either. Never, ever. No, I disagree with that. And I agree with David. I think when you let people, and I used to dude, listen, I owned a 2.5 store mattress chain. I had security cameras everywhere. Had them on my dock, had them on the sales floor. And I let everyone know, hey, I have security cameras. It's like when you walk into a convenience store, it's a smile, you're on camera. That is a deterrent for would-be burglars or would-be thieves. I love the idea of not saying, okay, just so you know, I got a camera here. Hey, check out my new, check out my brand new, security system. It does this and da 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 da. So if you and I can bring it, da da da. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that is one, and I like the way you brought it up. I think that's 100%.
And also, this goes without saying that if you're not disclosing to women that there are cameras in certain rooms, I mean, that could actually cause more problems.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Than a bad actor. So for me, I'm very big on honesty, and I have my cameras in common rooms. There is one in my bedroom, but it has a feature that I can turn it to the wall, and the whole point
I never
is
turned mine to the wall.
Well, like the whole thing is simply to give guys an extra tool in the toolkit to stay safe, and how they do that is really up to them. But the point is, like, you can deter bad actors, you can prevent harm, you can handle disputes in a more peaceful way.
And if you want to be like red pill IQ level 300, like Rolo Tomasi, it's a compliance test. Now she's in your frame. You're on the camera.
Yes.
These are the rules of my game.
Here it is.
If you're not okay with it, there's the front door. You okay? Are you staying? Are you leaving? Let me know.
Just like the girl, just like you said, just like the girl who, wait, there's cameras, and then all of a sudden she had to leave. You don't know what her intentions were, but it's good that you didn't have to find out.
And then guess what? If she says no, like, oh, boo-hoo, I'll just go back to my phone and search through my several hundred different women that are interested in me.
Don't
and
let the door hit
I'll
you.
be able to weasel one out, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. The Level Up Man says certain places have laws about recording without consent. What do you say to something like that?
Well, we're not advocating recording without consent.
Yeah,
Okay.
we haven't said anything about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I thought. I think that if a recording could potentially exonerate you from a life-changing conviction, my guess is that the courts will probably say, okay, this is, and I don't know what the laws are, but you guys you're not recording without consent. And by telling the girls that the cameras are there, you are in essence recording with their consent.
Right. Absolutely. So that's what we got. And it all ties in. This ties in with the next module, the final one we're showing you guys, which is what we call the first date throwaway.
Okay.
Again, the security, like, guys, let's be honest, nobody online is talking about stationing wireless Wi-Fi security modules
no way.
your Airbnb or hotel. The first time I came to Thailand, I was robbed. I was robbed $400 from some chick.
Wow.
Yep. I was hammered. I showed up first day, big
boy.
old wad of cash in my fucking pocket.
were-
I'm fucking from Tokyo. Hey guys. You know,
you violated two. You violated the safety and the sobriety, right?
Yep.
You don't flash when you flash cash. That's you're putting yourself at risk. When you are inebriated, you are further putting yourself at risk. Safe,
Yep.
sober, sustainable. I like that.
Yes, sir. So
Okay.
that brings us, we got the last one coming up. It's like
The
this
last
little
one.
quick one.
Here we go, guys.
The David Bond first date throwaway. When visiting a new country or a brand new city, get the first date out of the way as fast as possible. It doesn't have to be a 10. It doesn't have to be your future wife. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get done. Why is this? The first date will teach you more about the second date and the third date. Getting the first date out of the way as fast as possible achieves many things. Number one, it forces you to get logistics for your date in general. You don't want to be that guy who plans his date at some restaurant that's closed and it's really embarrassing. You don't want to be that guy who gets hyped up for a date only to realize the restaurant isn't even open or it's been closed. You don't want to be the guy who gets confused about the menu or doesn't know what part of town he is. You want your dates to be confident and solid. The first date doesn't matter. Just get it out of the way. Once you're on your first date, the focus is not getting laid. The focus is getting intel. Ask her, hey, so what's the best club in the city? Hey, what's the best part of town? Hey, do you have any female friends? You know, I have a friend that might be visiting. You ask question after question after question. A local girl will tell you more about a city in 30 minutes than hours and hours of research. She can warn you about the scams. She can warn you about the bad parts of town. Oh, be careful because this happens. Oh, when someone says this is offensive. Oh, by the way, never joke about the king. They'll teach you many things that will help you on your second and third date. The second reason is when on a first date, you want to get the logistics out of the way. It's much better to get your practice date out of the way so you know the restaurant, you know the menu, you get a sense of where you are. Maybe you learn about a custom that you didn't know about. You know, like in Japan, there's all these etiquettes around chopsticks and like taking off shoes. You don't want to be nervous and embarrassed by getting your first date with a really attractive girl and it's all awkward. Oh shit, the restaurant's closed. Oh, I didn't know I'm supposed to take off my shoes. I didn't know they had a dress code. Get the first date out of the way as soon as humanly possible because you can leverage the intel from the first date to the second date. Here's some information that a first date can help you gather. Number one, what is the most popular contact method in that country? Have you guys ever heard of KakaoTalk? Well, guess what? I didn't know what that was until I got my first date in Korea and discovered all the girls are on KakaoTalk. If I didn't know that one piece of information, going out and doing day game might be really annoying because I'm asking, hey, do you have a phone number? And they all say, no, what's that? Oh, I don't use WhatsApp. You never even heard of KakaoTalk. How would you even know to ask it, right? Getting messaging app. They can tell you different parts of the culture that you may not know. Another big part of the first date is trying to pull the girl to your hotel. Maybe your hotel has a policy that all girls must have ID. There's nothing more frustrating than taking a beautiful girl home only to realize she can't get in the room because she doesn't have ID. Oh, now I know to ask girls for ID if I want to take them home because the first date told me that. You want to go through all the motions with the first date. Is my hotel, is my Airbnb guest friendly? Do they have a ID policy? What is the experience like going from the date location to home? Oh, I didn't know that in Japan the trains end at midnight. Whoops. That's something I could use for the second date. There's so many reasons to get the first date out of the way. Intel, intel, intel. You want to leverage the intel from the first date so your second date is 10 times better. It's much better to get practice on a girl that's maybe not your cup of tea. Get the practice out the way, get the logistics out the way, get everything handled, iron out the wrinkles. That way, when you meet that 10, when you meet that pretty girl, when you meet your future wife, you got all of the logistics handled, you got all the critical questions answered, you know the menu, you know the location, you know the restaurant exists, you know the times, you know the hotel policy, everything. Another benefit of your first date being more about information than sex is it can actually save you money. A local girl can tell you about the secret markets. They can tell you about how much things really cost. Let's be honest, when you're a foreigner in a new country, you will get scammed. Guys will take advantage of you. You will get charged double, triple, 10 times the price. There's many occasions I went to a new city and they're like, oh, you want a SIM card? 3,000 pesos, only to find out if you went to the mall, it would have been 30 or 300. Locals will help you save money in so many ways. They can help you save money with hotels. They can show you the local markets. They can help you get better prices on taxis. In fact, your first date can even help you negotiate for you. She is your third eye. She's someone who has lived in the country her whole life. It's an opportunity to get information that will save you money, save you time, and you can leverage it for the next and third and fourth and fifth date. The first date is a throwaway. Don't get hung up on the first date.
Wow. I swear to God, I have never, and this is the difference between the passport bros and the passport pros. The passport bros will say, get your passport and go fuck Brazilians. Get your passport, go to Thailand. Get your passport, go blah, 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 blah. But they're not talking about, see, here's the thing. Women are, believe it or not, and I think that this is something that you guys have sort of inadvertently uncovered. Here's the deal. Women in other countries actually have agency outside of their sexuality. And if you are masculine enough to become attractive enough to one of these women, she can actually help you in ways other than just getting laid. Imagine that.
Yeah. Well, because David has a active harem right now. He's dating 4 women at the same time openly. They all know each other, right? And he met them all through his sourcing methodology. And for me, people be like, oh, look at MLD. He has to go walk around with David and his harem of 4 women. And I was just like, no, dipshit. I have 4 local, beautiful women.
Thank you.
All sitting around and like, John, go talk to her. Go talk to her. And like, these girls are giddy. They're like, come on, we want you to get her. We want to get you. Tell me about this one. How was she? Was she good? She was a good kisser. What was going on? And you have 4 girls, like literally giving you massive pre-selection.
Yes.
And 4 female wing ladies. Like everybody's so binary in the red pill community. Like, oh, if it cannot give me pussy and she's not perfect, good looking, whatever, then she has no utility. And it's just, you guys are
that's right.
the wrong way about this, bro. Women are the greatest asset when it comes to getting other women involved.
Man, you are not kidding.
Yeah, one of the things, like we talked about the first date throwaway. So when you're dealing with a new country, a new city, I think it's important that you just kind of get the first date out of the way. But you don't think of the first date as like, oh, I'm going to get laid, but rather, okay, I'm going to leverage my first date to get the next 20. Okay.
Wow.
Because the first date, the reality is when you go to a brand, again, this is in the context of a passport bro who's traveling. So when you go to a brand new place, you don't know what the best clubs are, the worst spots. Right. You don't know the scam. And there's all this information that it would take a lot of time to gather. Go on the first date. Don't worry about, if it's the most perfect girl. And then on the date, don't think about sleeping with her. Instead, go, hey, so how long have you lived here? That's so cool. Yeah. By the way, where do you recommend I go out? That's interesting. Hey, what is like some clubs that girls like? What are some clubs that girls don't like? Or, hey, I'm learning about this new culture. Like, what are some like 3 things that I should know before? You can actually use your first date almost like a free tour guide.
Yeah.
And,
That's what I was going to say. It's almost like a tour, right?
Yeah.
And also another thing is whenever you're going to be doing like a bunch of dating in a new place, it's important that you get the first one out the way. That way you can discover, okay, does the place I'm taking this girl is the hours of operation like accurate?
Yeah,
what happens when I try to take a girl to the hotel? Because for example, there's been times where I made this mistake many times where I go on my first date is like some knockout that I'm so excited. Okay, I'll tell you the real reason I have the first date throwaway.
Okay.
My first time in Japan, I was like, oh, I'm gonna take a girl to this awesome restaurant. It's open 24/7.
Oh.
And I thought it was a great spot. This girl was fucking hot. And she goes, wait, you're taking me here? It's that place, it starts with Y?
Yoshinoya?
Yeah, it's like some
no.
Exactly. See, he knows, right?
It's the McDonald's of
Exactly.
Japan.
I thought this place was great.
Like,
I didn't know I was taking her to the McDonald's of Japan.
No.
And this girl was so into me. And then I remember we walk right up to it and she just stands there and she goes, wait, this place? I go, what's wrong with this place? And she's like, she goes, have you ever been here? I go, well, no, but what's wrong? And I look like a retard. She was slightly insulted. And awesome. I felt so weird that I was like, well, I guess we could find another place. And now I'm in this awkward position where I'm like roaming around the streets with this girl and I don't have direction. I'm not being decisive. And I look like, and so it
can't read anything because it's all in Japanese.
It kind of killed the date. And I was like, fuck, I should have just.
Did you pipe?
I did not. I lost it.
No.
The point is, if I had just gotten the first date out of the way, I could have just taken out the little frumpy girl that would have told me this, educated me. And then when I have the dime, I'm like way more confident. Like, oh, I know the best spot. Check this out. Boom, boom. Walk in. Oh, cool. They have a dress code. I know about that now. This kind of thing. Also, your first date can educate you on a bunch of other topics, right? So again, this is thinking way outside of like the short-term dopamine hit, get laid guy. This is like, again, sustainable. This is for the mature man who wants the quality and sustainability of a dating life that's going to give him peace and happiness and health, right? Not this roaming the streets, drunk degenerate. Because any guy who's willing to roam around for 12 hours a day aimlessly with a beer in his hand, of course, if that's what you're going to do. But this course is for the guy whose time is valuable, his health is valuable, and he has a value for quality, right? So we take a long-term, we take dating and we think of it more of a long-term sustainable thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
well, your 3 principles, doing it, what is it? Safely, safety, sober, and sustainable.
Safe, sustainable, sober.
Yeah, dude, if you remain safe and sober, that's what makes it sustainable. Am I wrong?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so here's what you guys are going to get with the, oh, damn it. Sorry, guys. Nope, that's not it. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so if you would, go ahead and run down.
Absolutely.
Down to get during the course because this is awesome, dude.
Okay, so you guys just saw a quick 3 modules of a 50-plus module course. The total time for the modules is 330 minutes. That's just south of 6 hours. That is the full video course. It is literally right under 6 hours long. Next week, starting Monday, we are doing 5 live webinar coaching sessions because this is not just a course when you sell it to you and then we're like, okay, get out there and figure it out. Don't get killed in Colombia.
Yeah, right.
All right? We actually have 5 webinars with 5 passport bros. Guys who have been doing this for a bare minimum of 3 years.
Wow.
Bare minimum 3 years of experience. Andrew from Legal Mindset YouTube channel is an actual lawyer. He's not paralegal. Yes.
Yes.
He is a lawyer. He's going to be talking about visas, passports, setting up long-term visas abroad. He's actually working on getting guys a Muay Thai visa for Thailand right now, which
What?
basically means you have to go do Muay Thai lessons twice a week, and you can stay in the country for up to 6 months at a time because visas do become a problem.
Oh, shit.
A lifetime Telegram chat that's never closing for members who join, VIP members only bonuses, and then direct access to me and David Bond. And that's the biggest thing is we're forming a community. We are absolutely taking charge and making a community. We're not excluding people based on race. We're not excluding people based upon anything. You know, it's just
just to be clear, black people are allowed to sign up.
Black people are allowed except for QB Willie.
Except for QB Willie. Fuck him.
QB Willie is the only black person banned from the course.
Okay, got it. Okay.
So, QB Mike, QB Steve, they can all come.
Mike, Steve, even QB Taquan, he's invited.
Yeah.
QB Willie, not so much.
Even running back Willie can come, but QB Willie.
Running back, tight end Willie, all of y'all except for the QB.
Linebacker Willie, special teams Willie, they're all available.
Defensive end Willie.
No. And then shout out to Helmut Spanker. He says,
yes, Helmut Spanker. Yes, he just bought the course. Let me give him a Don DeMarco.
Yep.
It says, just bought the course and I'm looking forward to the material and the Telegram group. These guys have great knowledge and great motives. Truer words never spoken, man.
And if you guys want to support Donovan Sharp, every time you sign up here, we are literally giving him 50% of whatever you guys sign up with.
Money.
Support Donovan Sharp. Support. He belongs on Manosphere, Mount Rushmore. There's no doubt about that. I don't give a shit. You can ban me. You deserve your space on Manosphere, Mount Rushmore, Donovan. I don't give a fuck. You are a hard worker. You're a good man. You have a good heart. And you're doing well, and you're doing the Lord's work. And honestly, what we set out to do, you know, in 2018 when we came together for the one show, and then you know, here we are. You know,
doing it.
You and I literally helped put Fresh and Fit on the map. You helped put Kevin Samuels on the map. Like, dude, there's no doubt about the quality of that we're bringing. And this is just the new thing. American women are the bottom of the global barrel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And there are literally billions of attractive, good-looking women abroad waiting for a decent guy. You're going to have to level up too. Me and David got our shit together, and that's why we attract high-quality women. But if you level up, you do what we say in this course, you join the Telegram chat, you come to the live webinar sessions next week, we will change your life, guaranteed.
Wow, this is great. I think what separates this course from other, passport bro stuff is, and I like what David said, is you're looking for the complete, you're going to be a complete international man. You're not just a sex tourist. You're a man who you're a man who likes to travel internationally. You like to enjoy the food, the scenery, and the women, just like everybody else.
And come on, add to that. You know what this does to you too, ironically? Because when I go back home to that shitbag America, it makes me attractive to American women too. Because they're just like, wow, like you fucking got all these bitches in Tokyo and Thailand and fucking
John, real quick, John. We're gonna have to shut this thing down because Jacob in the chat, he is the High Inquisitor. We're gonna have to shut this down because according to him, we lack character.
All right.
Because he knows us so well. So, all right, guys, let's do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Jesus fucking Christ. It's interesting. Let me just quickly address this. This is so funny. For all of you, how can I put this? I'm gonna try to keep this up here. For all of our detractors who like to bring the moral cathedral to what we do, respectfully, you guys can go fuck yourselves. Because here's what it really comes down to. You don't give a shit about the character or the past of the neurosurgeon who's doing brain surgery on your mother. Okay. Yeah. You don't give a fuck about that. He's not about to cut into your mother's skull. Well, wait a minute. Dr. Smith cheated on his wife and he's a terrible tipper. Nope. Hold everything. Nope. Get my mom off the table. Even though he's the #1 rated surgeon in all of the world, I cannot have this immoral man with no character operating on my mother. Go fuck yourselves, guys. Yeah. You don't care about our character. Stop pretending that you do. Stop pretending that you do. Listen, maybe we do lack character, but you don't know. And whether we lack character or not, the fact remains is that we have helped thousands of men. If that's not you, no problem. Listen, if you want character, listen, if you want to go and buy a course from somebody with character, it's going to be a long wait, because I'm going to tell you what, Jacob, we all have skeletons in our closets.
Go sign up for Jay Waller. He's got a good character.
Oh, yeah, Jay Waller.
He's the Boy Scout.
Dude, I think Justin Waller, this is so funny. I actually said this to him at the CME last year. Justin Waller is like, when somebody says, how do you describe a high value man? It's Justin. Like, that's all there is to it. It's Justin. Dude, the guy is tall. He's good looking. Dude, and the thing about Justin is that he's both humble and aggressive at the same time. I love the fact that he says, yo, I'm a fucking G, blah, 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 blah. But by the same token, he'll talk about how he paid for guys lunch because he saw that he had work boots on. Justin Waller just showed up at the CME. You know what this dude helped me do? Didn't even ask him. He was helping me, pick up chairs. That's the kind of guy Justin Waller is. That's why I like guys like Justin Waller.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Right, sorry about that.
No, you're good. Shout out to Brett B. Brett B just signed up for the course himself right now.
Very nice. Very nice.
We're glad to have everybody in. But yeah, like I said, we're just curating a community. We're really happy to be doing this. I've had such a blast coming out here and traveling the world with David, and doing everything that we need to do to make this community. And we're just getting started. A lot of people have came out to us, and surprisingly, a lot of people are like, hey, we want to do it, but we want to earn money. Can you please teach us how to earn money? We actually had so many people reach out to us and say, we want to learn how to make money. We really want to get abroad and live abroad. So what we're going to do within the Telegram chat, we're going to start putting out some surveys, and we're going to start curating what people need exactly to earn. Are you trying to make $40,000 a year?
Yeah.
Make $100,000. You're trying to do the big boy club, 250 and up, whatever the case may be. For the executive passport bros, the guys who make $500,000 a year or more, the big dogs, there's a different level of problems that we have in the $500,000 a year club up versus the guy, he's doing 60, 80, so this is all, we're putting it all together here, and it's the first time you've seen it.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I used to have a man crush on MLD, but now my man crush is on Justin Waller. So you've been replaced. and I did it in the typical modern woman way. I waited until I established my man crush before I ended mine with you. You know how it goes.
Everybody's kicking me to the curb these days.
Yeah, you know how it goes. You and your beautiful fucking. I'm gonna tell you what, man. Your teeth your teeth make me very, very envious. I'm like, dude, fuck, man.
Got him passport, bro, and $4,500 in Colombia.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I was blessed. I was blessed with good teeth, but damn, you have really nice chompers. That's the first thing I noticed about people. Okay. Closing thoughts, guys. Tell them where they can find. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. Enrollment closes Friday at midnight, California time, and you can't get in. There's no going to be passport, bro, again, or this is like, oh, we got to get them afraid so they sign up. This is it. You're in, and then we're working with the community in the Telegram chat.
There you go.
Moving forward. If you don't get in now, you don't get in. I'm not going to fucking cry about it. You do what you got to do.
The train is leaving the station. Listen, the train is leaving the station for good, with or without you guys. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, David.
Yeah, 5 days registration closes. And, if you're someone who wants to experience dating abroad, internationally, and stop thinking of yourself as, Joe from Texas, and think of yourself as a man of the world, an international man. If you want to stop limiting yourself to the girl next door or the blue hair fat lady at the coffee shop at Starbucks, and you want to start thinking about the beautiful, wholesome women in the rice fields who will fall in love with you, and you want to expand beyond that, then being a passport bro is something that you should consider. But doing it alone is a massive mistake.
Yeah.
Doing this completely alone is not only is it a mistake, it could potentially be dangerous. And John and I are, we have good values when it comes to the things in this course. This is not some degenerate sex tourist thing. This is about high quality guys who are interested in meeting high quality women in a safe, sustainable, and sober way, right? So we touch on things beyond dating. We talk about safety. We talk about visas. We talk about the law. We talk about a variety of subjects. This is for a guy who values his time and a guy who just simply wants to be operating at a higher level. So
excellent, man.
5 days registration closes, the doors will shut, and at that point, the Passport Bro thing will become a community, a private underground society of men who can network and travel and basically, live life on their terms. So
yeah, man.
We're excited.
Listen, I am excited as well. I also will be. I'm going to be in those. I'm going to be in those webinars, man. Just because I'm just because I'm in a. Well, I mean, I can't add to it. I'll be there as a consumer because I don't know anything about this stuff. But yeah. Well, Donovan, why are you going to do this if you're in a relationship? Well, that's the power of abundance. You see.
Yeah.
Right. Like if my woman, if my woman knows, listen. This is the disadvantage we have in America, gentlemen, and I'll read Uncle Luke 1980's super chat here in a second. The disadvantage that we have is that our abundance is not high quality. Okay, could I replace Devin with someone half her age? Sure, but chances are she's probably got a lip ring, a couple of kids, and purple hair. She might be a great fuck, but she doesn't offer me what Devin offers me. We don't have many high quality options. Whereas a guy like Andrew Tate, Justin Waller, Tristan Tate, Myron Gaines, Fresh Prince CEO, yeah, they've got options, but they've got international options. That gives you the ultimate in abundance. And being able to have that tool in your utility belt, look, I love Devin to death. I really do. I'm going to officially marry her on October 12th. I'm not a prognosticator. I'm not clairvoyant. Anything could happen. But I do know this. If this relationship doesn't work out with Devin, I will never be in another relationship with an American born and raised woman again. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. And so it would behoove me to get this information under my belt. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to be there. You're welcome in.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
And we're always happy to be part of your community and, just add value with integrity.
Absolutely. Uncle Luke 1980s with the $10 super chat says, great collab here. The overseas route is growing and becoming more and more relevant by the day. Unfortunately, there are still some disagreements from the RP space, but international dating is growing. Let's address that before we close this out here. These disagreements, what do you think that Uncle Luke 1980s is referring to here?
Well, talk about how people are like, well, why don't you do it like this? Like, why don't you pick up a girl like this? Or they just because of this? Like, they there's always some line in the sand that people want to draw. And David's like, okay, so what do you want me to do? He's like, you want me to pick up girls in a fucking prison? Like, what barrier of entry do you want to put in front of me that I can jump over for you to finally shut the fuck up?
A big objection that some guys have is they go, oh, okay, so you just want to go where meeting girls is easier, and this is kind of like an insult, right? Oh, you want to go over there where it's easier, okay?
Where the girls will let you treat them like crap because you're American and they're poor. Yeah.
If you dissect this criticism, first of all, I think that the concept of it being easier is a misnomer, right?
Okay.
Drinking clean water is easier than drinking shitty water, right? But no one says it. But no one would advocate, oh, you like to drink clean water? Try doing that in Kenya. Like that's not an argument, right?
Thank you. So, wow, that is gold.
The point is, it is true that meeting women where they're better is easier. Meeting women where there aren't fat women is easier. Meeting women where they're more pleasant is easier, okay? But if meeting girls where it's easier is bad, then the reverse must be true. Is going where it's harder also now more noble?
Thank you.
Should I, you could easily say, okay, why do you date in California? Why don't you go to the North Pole? Like, oh, you're going to go where it's easier. Yes. Why don't you go to North Korea? Actually, you know what? Why don't we just go to an all-male prison and try to date there?
Yeah.
This is just a silly argument. The reality is that as the world gets more more internety, and borders become more like just lines in the sand, all of us can travel. Traveling is cheaper. You can meet girls on the internet. Locations are starting to just basically be wherever you want to be. A lot of people are working on Zoom now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there's not even where they work is now no longer like this static place. The red pill guys, the criticism of the Passport Bros is, I think, it's misplaced, and I think it's philosophically wrong.
You know, my criticism of people, me, is you motherfuckers are out there fucking old women and fat women in America and flexing like that's an accomplishment.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're not advocating that you should like go for only easy women. We're not advocating that you should do anything like that. We're just saying, look, if you're a man, you should have the entire menu. You should have choice. You should have freedom. There are guys in my network who they really love parts of Europe, and they're not being price sensitive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There are guys who like thicker girls. There are guys who like this, like that. They will go where they're treated best. They will go to where their preferences are.
Yeah.
But the point is, having the toolkit to navigate the world, you simply, being restricted, bragging about how you limit yourself to a 100-mile radius.
Yes.
That's not a brag.
No. I was just gonna say, we get the same criticism when we talk about dating younger women too. And dude, my fiance is 47. She just turned 47. I just turned 46. So I guess I'm sort of an outlier as far as that's concerned. And I've got a whole thing on that. But this is what guys like Destiny and Abin Preach like to say. Well, the reason why you guys want to date younger women, or the reason why you guys want to go overseas, is because you want it to be easier. You just want younger women that you can manipulate and control. Okay, so you want me to date older, fatter, more entitled women just to impress you? No. And even if we did do that, they're not going to say, well, congratulations to David, MLD, and Donovan. They managed to date fat American entitled women. They're not going to be impressed because, just like John said, there is nothing impressive about fucking American women, which again is a reverse misnomer in the first place. We've got a friend in the comments. Anonymous Preem says, y'all really look at these dudes and you get the vibe that they get women. How? Well, first of all, you need to learn how to speak English. Second of all, let me flex here. Yeah, this is my girlfriend. Okay.
Wow.
This is my girlfriend. This is my fiance. She is 47, count them, 47 years old. I've had girls that are hotter and younger than her. So there you go. I don't, that look.
Well, David and I were talking about this the other day too, right? We talk about women and all this bullshit, right? Do you have a woman that you can pick up the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, I have a sharp pain in my chest and I need help right now.
Right.
Who you got? I don't give a fuck how hot this bitch is. We talk about finding quality women.
Thank you.
A woman that will fucking go to the ends of earth and back for you because she loves you, not because of I'm a YouTuber or I'm a crypto billionaire in fucking Miami, dog. Like,
right.
Yeah, like this like a lot of guys are obsessed with these vanity metrics. And on a previous stream we talk about this guy who has 17,000 phone numbers in his phone.
Yeah.
And I remember when he showed me that, I said, call him. Will they even pick up?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay? So is having 17,000 women who forgot you, is that a brag? Right?
Yeah.
Because what I hear with this is
that's not a flex.
Yeah, what I hear is I've initiated 17,000 relationships that ended. Yeah. That's another way of thinking of it too. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
17,000 women have chosen not to have me in their life.
Yeah.
So one of the things is, the vanity metrics that guys have is like lay count and like, physical beauty. And like, let's be honest, all of us want attractive women.
Yeah.
But you know what's really attractive? I can go on right now. If I wanted to, I could turn on my security cameras and I could tell the girl that's in my apartment to get up and dance and she'll do it. Okay. My girls have tattoos of my name on their body. Okay. They want to introduce me to their mother. They want to introduce me to their mom.
Yeah.
Right. And this is not like what I'm just saying is that beauty and lay counts and numbers, like these are silly, childish things.
Yeah.
Okay. And what we want to talk about is how do you find the girl that after you sleep with, you want her to stay. You want to be with her, right?
Yes.
Because
yes.
how do you find the girl that when you pick up the phone and you call her, she answers? How do you find the girl that wants you to meet her family? How do you meet the girl that will help you with your business, that will rub your shoulders and encourage you through stress? How will you, how do you meet the girl that will cook you breakfast and put sunscreen on your body and,
there you go.
and be concerned about your health? Anyone can go to the club and meet some weird girl that's addicted to partying and take a selfie with her. But at the end of the day, like, we're talking about building human connection with women that actually will make our lives better and healthier, not just good selfies. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and just like some good looking whore to win over the approval of some guy. Because I'll tell you something that happened to me in February this year, right? So I was in Canada and I had a medical emergency.
Oh,
and
shit. Are you serious?
Yeah. I just ate too much of these fucking Canadian edibles. And I started hyperventilating and I had to go to the ER. And the girl that I was dating at that time, I didn't want to call her. I didn't feel like I'd call her. And that was a big, for me, especially as a dating coach, as a men's life expert, leader, talker, all this shit on the internet.
Yeah.
I wanted to call another girl.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I was just like, whoa.
I'm sorry.
I know I had to dump her. After that, I couldn't look at her the same. Wow. So people just think like this is like, oh, hey, come fuck hookers in Thailand.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need a course for that. Like, old white guys who did time in Vietnam have been doing that since the 70s. We're talking about money, muscles, game, frame. We're talking about a woman that's in your frame. We're talking about women that listen to you, love you, and want to build something with you. And if you want to go party and have a good time, we can show you how to do that and just not end up in a fucking bathtub full of ice, missing your kidneys on a fucking Chinese
real shit.
So we're just showing you with utmost integrity and safety, because everything comes back to us. That's why we came up with the model: safe, sober, sustainable. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing: safe, sober, sustainable.
There is something to be said about genuinely liking the girl that you are hooking up with. Like,
bro, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have to add, because this pisses me off too, right?
I know where you're going with this.
Because why did we get involved? Why did you learn to pick up girls? Why did I learn to pick up girls? Why did you learn to pick up girls? To get the girl that you want.
Right.
The girl that you want. Fuck my friend. I don't give a fuck what my friend thinks about my woman. Mm-hmm. I want the woman I want. I don't like big booty girls in Miami with OnlyFans. I like decent women. That's Donovan's girl,
Yes.
Get the woman that you want. Be truly free. That's what we're talking about here.
No, dude, 100%. And going back to something, and I'm going to read this super chat, going back to something that David was talking about getting that first date out of the way. An analogy that I sort of formulated in my mind, what I was thinking of is billiards, right? So, I mean, we've all played pool. And when you play pool, the object of the game is to knock the balls in the hole in order and all this other kind of stuff. But professional pool players, snooker champions, 9-ball, 8-ball, whatever the case may be, when they make a shot, they want to get the ball into the pocket, but then they want to set up for the next shot. Every shot that a pool player takes, a professional pool player takes, it's almost like a double, it's like a dual purpose. Yes, I want to make sure that I get the ball in the pocket, i.e. getting that first date out of the way, but I want to make sure I set up for this 7-ball in the corner pocket. And if I don't knock the 6-ball in the corner pocket and maybe do the backspin the wrong way, I'm not going to be set up to knock in that 7-ball easily. Just like on that first date, extrapolate information, because if you don't, when it comes to that second date or that 7-ball in the corner pocket, you're going to make the shot a lot more difficult.
Right. Absolutely. And then we're setting people up long-term, man. And that's why we got it. But you got to move fast, because Friday,
it's over.
You think you're playing. It's going to be a
Doors
game over.
will shut.
It's over.
JC Torres says, Donovan, doesn't that girl from Saucecast that can't read look like a Muppet? Shout out MLD. listen, man, I'm not going to trash Natalia. Natalia is very attractive, and she can't read super chats. That's just what I'll say. Hedont, I love you. Hedont, love you. $5 says, fellas, is it a red flag if a woman has a tongue piercing? Absolutely not. You need to put a ring on her finger immediately. Of course, it's a fucking red flag. Are you kidding me? Yes, that is a red flag. That's not a red flag. Hedon, that is a black flag. Let me briefly go into something here. Not all red flags are created equal. There are red flags, there are crimson flags, and there are black flags. Black flags automatically disqualify a girl for anything but a one-night stand. These are your back tattoos, your face tattoos, murals on your neck, tongue piercings, crazy, all that other kind of stuff. That immediately disqualifies her. Just because a woman has a tattoo doesn't necessarily mean that she is disqualified, but I'm speaking from an American standpoint, guys. I'm born and raised here in America, and the fact that I don't think that a tattoo automatically disqualifies a woman for any sort of long-term relationship, that speaks to the degeneracy of American women, and I'm proof of it. I'm proof of it, man. Closing thoughts.
Don. That's it. Closing thoughts. We're done. Listen, it's midnight here in Bangkok. We've been working all night. We're going to send out a couple more emails to the VIP members. The website does not have the opt-in click link. It's still just to get on the waiting list. People are still getting on the waiting list even during your show. But support Donovan. Click the link in the description box.
Thank you.
Click the link in the chat. Click the link on Donovan's emails. Support Donovan. And that's all I got to say. Anything you want to say in close?
No, guys. Registration closes in 5 days. Put your best email there. And don't forget to subscribe to Modern Life Dating and David Bond for more updates. It's been a very lively conversation, and I've enjoyed it. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Walter says, buy the course. So shout out to Walter. Thanks, fellas.
Walter.